Right then, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is another game, but this is a PS2 game. As you can see that it says Narnia on it. As well as there's some clips of the game itself. And unfortunately I'm going to skip that for a minute. Because as I said, this is another game that I have decided to put on my YouTube channel for you to see. As well as you might remember the game, or either you've never seen it, or either you haven't seen the films for a very long time, because there was originally going to be Narnia number 4, which I've absolutely completely forgot what on earth is the film exactly, because there is 7 books in total that I remember. And yeah, so first of all, if you know your Narnia films, you usually have 4 characters in the family, which is Peter, Susan, Lucy and Edmund. I don't know why I've done it the opposite way around for those 2, but oh well, so sorry about that. As well as you can see, it's a Narnia, Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. So you got the lion there as well, don't forget, which is Aslan. And of course the White Witch. I've forgotten who the actor is for that. But you got William, Susan, well, not Susan, but Anne. And you got Georgie Henley, and whoever the other one is that I can't quite remember exactly in the top of my head, but yeah. So today is a start of the game itself. Right, also I am not quite going to make 100% on the game, to be honest. It's because there's a few little bits and pieces in the game that is probably the same sort of thing that you're struggling with, and bits and pieces that's in there. But I'm going to say I'm going to be ended up reaching up to 96% of the game, as well as guide you through the process of the game if you haven't played it before, or even you haven't played it for a very long while, when you've got bored of it, or if you're just into your new games. So yeah, if you're interested in watching my YouTube channel with all the other games I've done so far for you to check out if you want, as well as with the game itself, there's a few bits and pieces in there that I can do if it doesn't piss me off so much, or if it doesn't go my way, because yeah, usually with games and you don't get very far with what you're trying to do in the game, that you want to try something new, like Minecraft for example, or possibly Call of Duty, or any other specific things like that for you who are into those kind of games and bits and pieces. Yeah, so this is the start of the game. So basically what you're going to do is find shields of a symbol that has the lion on it, and you have to find several of those in missions, as well as there are over 15 missions for you to do, or shall we say challenges. And of course you got about 3 or 4 bonus levels as well, but like I said, with 94% or 96% that I'm going to get to, because some of the bonus levels can be a bit of a pain in the neck. But yeah, that's the reason why I say I'm not going to make 100% on it. But yeah, those are my main reasons why I'm not going to make 100% on it. But yeah, anyway, so yeah. And also there is some extra upgrades and bits and pieces on the game, if you remember it. But yeah, so further ado. Also, these got film clips as well for you to remember. So yeah, there's a fair few cutscenes, and I'm going to allow you to see those, and possibly on my first walkthrough of this game. I'm going to probably do a couple of missions or challenges. And hopefully you enjoy it. Right, also this can be a 2-player game as well, with 2 symbols, or shall we say 2 characters, one person in red on the right hand side of the screen, and blue for player 1 as Peter. But also in the middle of the screen there is a number, which is basically 3 minutes and 40 seconds, which is basically a timer that will allow the planes to destroy the house. But you don't want that to do that. But also, if you're a bit too late of making the time run out, don't worry, because you can do it again, as well as there'll be some checkpoints on the way as well. Right, before I do anything else, is by pausing it, which I should have thought of in the first place, but oh well. Okay, so yeah, if you look at the bottom of the right screen there is shields, which is like I said, and there's a line symbol on it that's turning clockwise. And basically you're going to have to look for 21 shields. And on the left hand side of the screen there is a coin turning around with a number 2 on it. As well as you have got return or resume, and you got infinity, options, and exits. Now, with the infinity is basically a shop. Now, you will have Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. Now, each of these people will have their own capabilities of doing stuff, and some bits and pieces they can't do without the other person. Also, with the coins that you can spend on their capabilities, I'm going to try and read some of them out and explain to you what they do, as well as when I read the ones that will pop up of the next set of ones you can pay for. And you can look at the bottom of the screen where you'll find the triangle with back on there. You can read the bit that's in the rectangle shape, but you can't see nothing because I haven't found nothing yet. But yeah, when you find certain things, the infinity will go into certain people characters with the rectangle shape with some bits and pieces what those capabilities do. So as I haven't got none of those at the minute, but first of all, you have got Peter, which is William somebody, and you got Susan, which is Anne somebody, and Edmund, whoever the other person's name that I'm trying to get to at the minute. But I do know Lucy is Georgie Henley. Yeah. And Lucy will be having pretty much close to having a lot more than the other 3 people. Right, so in the missions, they will all have different numbers of certain things that you'll be able to find. Well, basically you got to try and find, which is shields, coins, and something else. But I haven't quite got there yet, so I'm not going to give you any more details of what comes up sooner or later. Right, so with the shields, you're going to have to find 21 of those in the area that is their house. But I will let you know which mission this one is soon when I finish it. And also I will help you find where all the shields are in a couple of missions that's got to be done. Okay, so as I said, some of these characters will have capabilities and they haven't got none at the minute, but sooner or later they will do. Okay, so first of all, you've got some nice little chair for Peter to punch. Right, now basically how you can do that is by pushing the square button, and basically that's what Edmund can do as well. And if you want to switch characters, well, all you got to do is push the R1 button. The R1 button. And as you can see on the bottom of the screen there's number 7 over there. Yeah, more things you punch and bits and pieces will give you coins. And also there's a piano over it. Let's make some racket. And get a shield. So that's where you can find one shield. Also, if you punch this sofa, you'll get another shield. And the light of the bulb is smashed. And also you can punch that shield, punch that chair to get another shield. Also, you got a door that you want to smash through. And also what you want to do is punch the radio or whatever thing that is that will allow you to have a shield. Also what you can do is go to a mum.
Boys, hurry and find your sisters. Oh, hurry!
To help her find her sisters. As I said, you're going to have to find, well, basically try and get some family safe, haven't you? Okay, you've got a clock here that you can punch to make it ring, to say, oi, wake up. Right, also you can punch this door where you'll find a person.
Hurry!
Which is Susan.
Come on, Susan, we have to find Lucy.
And now, when you find Susan, the Peter will automatically be switched over to Susan, so you don't have to push the R1 button. But also what you can do is go into the room where I just came from, where you can push the L1 button and point the torch onto that fireplace. Also, like I said, you can get Peter to do Edmund to do some punching as well, to punch the fireplace to get another shield. So there you go, there's another shield for you. Also you can do another couple of punches on here if you want to get another shield, which is what you want to do. Also what you want to do is get Susan as well. On button, and push the L1 button and keep it in. That's what you want to do, for you to get a bit more light onto another thing, which will give you a shield. And also what you can do is next, hurry up, but don't take too long, don't worry, as long as you find a checkpoint. Right, you also can get Susan to swing around and spin around like the complete maniac. Also you can push the L1 and hold it in for Susan to use the torch and find, Georgie Henley of Lucy sleeping. How convenient. And also some floorboards are broken off.
You have to find a way across.
Right, and also that's where you'll find a checkpoint. So, what we'll do is probably just wait for a little while so we can have some more time, which is what you can do. If not the bridge to make a clock, maybe we don't want to, do we? Because we haven't got enough time for that.
Lucy, trying to make
Right. And so yeah, that's where the planes will blow up and everything else. Right, so as I said, the checkpoint will do something for you, which is allow you to save yourself from finding all the shields that you've collected so far. So make sure you keep finding the checkpoints and then you'll find what you're looking for. Right, also what you want to do is hold L2, L1 and hold that in to find some coins and find a shield. Right, also with the torch, what you want to do, if you want to point it towards somewhere else, use L3 and point it towards a specific thing to find the bits and pieces. So also the same thing again with the checkpoints. If you're still worried about with the time in the middle of the screen, for you to not collect your coins and all your shields, just basically just wait for that thing to run out and you'll be alright. Right, also you've got Susan's little bookshelf that you can punch. And also you can punch this bed for another shield. Also what you can do is punch this sofa to get another shield to make 11. Right, also what you want to do is get Peter to do some punching if you want. But also what you want to do is get Susan to use the torch and push the L1 and L3 towards the left and right, towards those picture frame and that mirror. And then what you want to do is get Susan or Lucy to get across, because they're less heavy. And also, what you can do is do something that I have absolutely completely forgotten about. So, right now, with the thing that I have done, we will sort that out sooner or later, because obviously I've been talking too much without getting my head to think straight before anything else happens that involves the whole place to destroy the house even more than what it should have done, without me pulling the finger of saying, oi, you place to think and do other bits and pieces. Right, now, as you saw, there was bits and pieces that popped up with some reading. It is basically about spending some coins, which will allow you to have Peter to have double damage, which is make him punch even faster, or get some strong muscles to punch things really hard. But also there's 10 coins it's going to allow you to pay for. So this bit is just a practice of knowing what to pay for in bits and pieces. So there's those. Right, also what I was going to do is get Susan to use a torch, but I left it far too late, so we'll have to come back to that. So like I said, if you miss a couple of bits and pieces, you can always go back to the missions when you need it. Right, also you'll find a 30-second time penny for you to use. And also you can get a nice Peter to do another punch to get another shield from that thing. And now Edmund will be automatically be put alive for the other people to say Edmund. And he can do that for you. How about that? Right, also what you want to do is get Susan back into play with L3 and L1 for that thing to give you another shield. But as you do know, that I have fucked up, which involves something that you'll find out sooner or later. Right, also you can get Edmund to punch the bath, which we up here, but I don't know why, but it is. Right, now you can get Susan or Peter to push the pieces over the fire, like that, if you want. Yes, Susan. Use the torch. Maybe she doesn't want to. Because what you can do is get Susan... Oh, maybe I have pointed that torch at the fireplace, so don't do that. But yeah, there'll be a shield over there.
Susan, try using your torch to find the key.
Right, also you can get some coins with the torch, pointing them from over there,
It's too dark.
which will be a
Help me find
10.
the key.
Right, also you can get Edmund and Peter to do some punching with the chairs to get one shield from there. And another couple of punches from the bath. Not the bath, the sink. Whoops, my mistake. And another shield you can get from there. And then it's time for Susan to do the torch, because the key will be right there.
Hurry!
Bye, Mum, and we'll see you soon. Mrs. McCready? I'm afraid so.
There it is. Level 1 complete. With, well, 19 shields. And it's going to give us a ranking of saying good. Good. So it says. We want an excellent or fantastic or very good or something else better than bloody good. But there's a specific reason why it's giving us good. Here's because, yeah, there are 2 shields missing. So, that's not quite a good 100% walkthrough so far, but we'll get there. Right, this is the same sort of thing with other missions. If you miss some shields, some bits and pieces, you can always go back to the missions, or levels, as it will say, for you to do to find out where you can find the shields, or something else and something else. But yeah. But there you go. Right, also we're not going to say yes to that, because we can do a couple other levels and bits and pieces as well. Right, if you want to skip the bit and pieces of save the game, what you can do is just press down and press the X, where I'll have the no that will be flashing white and yellow for you to say, nope, I'm not having that saved.
We could play hide and seek.
Hide and seek's for children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Dun dun dun. Georgie Henley has found the wardrobe. And that's where we are gonna start on the next mission. Or level, shall we say. And of course the level I just did do, which is the Air RAID, or I suppose exactly. Now, with the wardrobe itself, there are 15 pictures to say the 15 levels, as well as with the ones that will be unlocked will be sparkling white, and the ones that will be not available will stay a certain colour. But as we haven't quite done all the levels yet, we are not going to go and allow you to know which one's next after the other. But before we do the GLIMPSE of Narnia, so whatever that first word says, what we'll do is go to the drawer at the bottom, which is where you'll find bonus levels, and you will find some other bonus clips of the actors and some couple of other bits and pieces as well. So also this is another part of the 100%, not quite exactly 100%, because some of the bits and pieces in this drawer will have bonus levels that will have some that's not going to be as easy as far as I remember doing them. And most of the other things that's in this drawer, when it will pop up, which is basically when you proceed into the game even further, into the levels that you've got to do. So also I'll show you some couple of the clips as well soon. Yeah, that's what you'll find in this wardrobe, with some bits and pieces in there as well. So we're going to close that drawer. And as I said, we've got 19 shields in the first level. What I will do is replay some of these levels when it comes to it, to allow you to know where all the bits and pieces are and all sorts of things that you've got to do. So further ado, we're going to go to this level, which is GLIMPSE, what it spells, of Narnia. So yeah.
Lucy, where are you?
And it seems that Edmund's interested in finding the lovely sister of his. But as I said before, if you've seen the film before, you know exactly what happens, don't you? And if you know what that is, well, that is a person, which is Thomas, and he's a fawn that's dropped all his things.
Were you hiding from me?
No. Well, no, I was just, I didn't want to scare you. You must be some kind of beardless dwarf.
I'm not a dwarf. I'm a girl.
You mean to say that you're a daughter of Eve?
Yes, of course.
What are you doing here?
Well, I was hiding in the wardrobe in the spare room.
And spare room. Is that in Narnia?
Narnia? What's that?
Everything from the lamppost all the way to Castle Cair Paravel on the Eastern Ocean. I'm sorry, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tumnus.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Tumnus. I'm Lucy Pevensey.
Lucy Pevensey, how would it be if you came and had tea with me?
Well, thank you very much, but I probably should be getting back.
Your Majesty.
Until then, dear one.
Oh, Edmund, you got in too. Isn't it wonderful?
Where have you been?
Mr. Tumnus, are you all right? You look awful.
Well, what do you expect? I mean, it's freezing. How do we get out of here?
Right, so just before Lucy turns up, as you heard another voice of someone else, I think you know who exactly that is. Yeah, the White Witch, of whoever the actor is on that voice of being the White Witch. You can put a comment on there if you want to remind me who that is. But also, in this level, we've got 5 shields to be found. And also, I'm going to give you 100% on that one. Because as I said on the first level I did, I was speaking too much and actually got distracted of showing you where the other 2 shields were. But yeah, this time this won't be happening, so yeah. Okay, right, also, in the middle of the screen there this time, there is a circle, which is got a little symbol, like a Christmas decoration hooky thing for you to make out of paper. And basically what you got to do is make that a specific thing, as well as find the same sort of thing that's on the over here that Lucy can't reach. So yeah, you're going to have to find a couple of those. And what those things are going to do is allow you to use part of the family of Lucy, Edmund, Susan and Peter to lock together. So that's what you can do with that. You can lock them together by pushing the triangle button. But also you can't do that unless you find several load of those. Right, so first of all, what you might want to do is, well, maybe bring a ball to roll with Lucy just to walk onto it by pushing the L3 and just make her move, and then just push the L3 a little bit gently for Lucy to pop herself on top of it. And so, as you do, you can just make Lucy just have a little ride on top of it by using the L3 and just make her move. And just do this if you wish. But also, it doesn't matter if you get Edmund or Lucy to walk around to get the coins. But also, you have to use Lucy to ride that ball to get that shield. And also there's a stick thing right here. Also, if you want to get off, or get Lucy to pop off by pressing the X button. Right, also with this little thing right here, which is a stick, which is where you can get Peter or Edmund to use a stick. And you're probably wondering why? Well, you can do something with it by smashing a bit of bark. As well as you can see, there's one of these little team token things, and also you can find another, but you can't get it until you press the circle button to break the frozen ice sticks and use your other stick, well, the same stick. And basically how you can break the ice sticks of wood is push the circle button. And then you can just use the square button to keep whacking it. Or whatever you want to whack at, basically. Right, also what you want to do is get Edmund to push this wooden barrel. And the reason why is because you want it to just be stayed here and get Edmund to whack the thing and make those things tumble over to get a shield for over there. Also you can go to this far thingy to get your stick lit, and you can burn that to get another one of those shields. And also what you can do is let that burn if you want, and just whack that to get one of those team up things, as well as you can get Edmund to climb up, which is the only thing Edmund can do, because the other people can't climb up things. So there's all your team up thingies. So you can use your team of the family of 4 by pressing the triangle button, as long as you're standing right beside each other. And now what you can do with Edmund and Lucy, you can drag Lucy around all over the place. So with the family, you can do certain things, which is one, that you can get Susan and Lucy to do exactly the same sort of thing what Edmund's doing, dragging Lucy all over the bloody place. And the reason why is because you can't get through here, can you? So, further ado, you want to press the square and get Lucy swung across. And what you want to do is run away for a little bit. Also, if you look closely on the left hand side of the screen there with Lucy on there, basically what you'll have is a health bar, and you've got over 8 bits of the health bar to be topped up, but you've only got 4 of them. Also, you can get Edmund and whack these wolves. Don't forget the R1 button to switch. But also, if you've got several things to do, all you have to do is change your characters several times. And also you find some coins and bits and pieces over it. Also you'll find another shield over there, so you're going to have to get Lucy to use that ball again, wherever I left it, because Evan can't reach it. So it doesn't matter how tall the characters are, they can't do certain things. Right, also what you can do is just ignore these wolves and get Evan to do the job by whacking them. So you can do that as well if you wish. Or you could just switch Evan for you to use to whack them instead. So yeah, you can do that instead if you wish. Right, also as you can see there's fire and these wolves. But also what you can do is get Lucy to budge herself one side to do something by smashing these barrels. But also you have to push the square button 2 times. And with these wolves, you can get Lucy to budge them over by keep pushing the square button 3 or 4 times, as far as I remember. From however how many times I pushed that square button. But nevertheless, I'm pretty sure it's about 3 times. Right, if you want to smash these barrels, basically push the square 3 times before she does. And also some barrels will give you 10 coins per one of those big ones you find. Also, with the shield that's up there, what you want to do is wait for these birds to bugger off and push the X button, push the L3 up, and just keep it up until he gets his stick lit up and get the shield, basically. And now, next of all, what you want to do is team up Lucy again. Right, also you can smash his barrels if you want, but I'm going to ignore those. Because what you want to do is take her down. But what I'm going to do is show you why you want to team up Lucy. There's a specific reason why. Because yeah, she's going to do that. So make sure you push the triangle and make sure you're standing quite close to your person, whoever you want to team up with. And just push the triangle to unhook them both. Also you can get the stick and smack them, smack the wolves. And if you light these little sticks, you get a shield by lighting each one of these three. So once you light all three, you get a shield. As well as if you do one at a time, you'll stop the wolves from coming in. So you can do that. And so, further ado, you can press the circle button once to smash the icy sticks and press the square a couple of times. So they can get all the way back up there.
28, 29.
I'm back! I'm alright!
I'm not sure you two have quite got the idea of this game.
I've been gone for hours.
Yeah, gone for hours.
You seem to have upset the delicate internal balance of my housekeeper.
It's our sister, sir. Lucy. She thinks she's found a magical land. In the upstairs wardrobe.
And that person there with the glasses owns the wardrobe.
What did you say?
Lucy thinks she's found a forest inside.
What was it like?
Like talking to a lunatic.
I've not heard the forest.
Edmund said they were only pretending.
And he's usually the more truthful one, is he?
No. This would be the first time.
Well, if she's not mad and she's not lying, then logically, we must assume she's telling the truth.
You're saying that we should just believe her?
You're a family. You might just try acting like one.
Well, he's right, isn't he? He's right, isn't he? Well, there you go. Level 2 is complete with all 5 shields. There was not too much distraction on that level for me. Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen on the other level, but oh well. We'll get back to that soon. And this one gives us a good as well. Really? But basically this is all random, so you ain't got no idea what it's going to give you. Right, also, now, if you complete that level, you will also have a specific thing for you to pay for, which is this one right here, which is for 50 quid, and I've got 322, but I'm not going to pay for that because what I can do is proceed into the levels a bit more further in, if I want to, but it's the same sort of thing. You can pay for it if you want, you can leave it, or whatever, but this will allow you to have one of your health bar shapes to have one lit up instead of having 3 of them, or it could be, I'm pretty sure you get 5. There you go, there we are, because you have four of them filled up and you can only light up 4 unless you do something that'll help you have your health bar a bit more bigger, which is what this one will do, as well as it will say Braveheart all children, which is involving every single character. Each character will have a bit of their health bigger, with allowing you to have 5 filled up if you want to pay for this one straight away, but you can do whatever you want. You can pay for it, you can leave it, you can do it any time you want. It's not a rush. Right, also we're going to say no on that for saving that right now, because you've got plenty of time for you to see more. Right, and now as you can see that this one is the space room, so we're going to do that one, and the camera's going to zoom further out from the wardrobe. Why? As once again, if you know the film, this is what the game's going to do. It's going to give you a load of cutscenes and bits and pieces to remind you of the film. How about that? Like I said, if you've played the game before, you know what's involved and you know what you're doing. But if not, then that's okay.
Lucy, the only wood in here is the back of the wardrobe.
I wouldn't lie about this.
Well, I believe you. Didn't I tell you about the football field and the bathroom cupboard?
Oh, will you just stop? You just have to make everything worse, don't you?
It's just a joke.
When are you going to learn to grow up?
Shut up! You think you're dumb, but you're not!
Woo! Someone's stressy. Slam the door.
Come on, we need to get back to our room.
Why doesn't anybody believe me? I wasn't imagining.
That's enough, Lucy.
Nobody believes me.
Woo! Someone else is pissy.
McCready does.
So yeah, now what are you going to do is allow yourself to use Susan and Peter this time. In this game. Well, in this level, shall we say. As well as, well, as Susan, or Anne, shall we say, that's, we're going to have to find Lucy before Miss McCready does. Which was the woman that had the glasses and the horse carriages, or horse trailer, that you saw in the end of the first level I did. Yeah. Right, okay, so before we do anything else, right, you have now got the space room, which is allowing you to find 16 shields this time. 16 of them. Right, also you can find some coins just over it that I just gone past. Right, also what you don't want to do is disturb the professor. Right, and basically what that means, do not go towards him. And that's exactly what I'm going to do to show you what happens.
You children are one shenanigan shy of sleeping in the sleep.
And there's the professor himself and Miss McCready. So yeah, you want to stay the fuck away from them. Because if you do, you're going to be back to the start. Unless you find a checkpoint. So, further ado. So don't do that. Right, so first of all, you've got some more coins and a shield for you to collect. Also, I'm thinking too far ahead of that bit. So, further ado. Right, also you can punch this armour thingy if you want. But I'm going to ignore that for now. There's a good specific reason why. Right, what you can do is go to these boxes and smash those if you want. But we're going to leave that for now. Right, also you can punch this one that I was trying to punch on the other one to get some coins, but I've forgotten it doesn't allow you to have some. Oh, and there's another one just there as well, so don't forget to press the square button several other times. Right, also what you want to do is go in this room, and unfortunately the door will slam to stop you getting out. There's no way of getting out. But over it, if you look closely, you might find something that is under that thing where the two set of curtains are. Yeah. Who's there? Georgie Henley. Lucy's going to be there. But first, what you want to do is hold the square when you're standing right towards it, when the square or the other console that you use that's got a different symbol on it. Just hold that button and just use L3 and just get Peter to drag it around all over the place if you want. You can drag it over here, and get 10 pence as well from over there. And also you can find another 10 pence over there. Also what you can do, oh, I've obviously forgotten that I've already fucking done that, but oh well. Right, now you can punch this one to get another shield. And as you drag that across, yeah, Lucy's going to run off again. As it says, leave me alone. I was not imagining. Right, also with this draw that I'm dragging across, all you can do is just drag it left and right, because it will not go all the way back from the other one I just dragged across. So when you drag certain things, it gives you 10 pence. That doesn't mean it's going to give you any more, so you can move on. And of course, she goes off again. And you wondered, how the hell did she get all the way past those bloody boxes? She's too short or too not very good at climbing or something. Right, also you can find some more coins over here for you to collect. Also you can punch this little tabletop. And yeah, Susan and Peter can't climb over, can they? So, what's Peter got to do? Or Susan? But first, what we'll do is leave Peter to have a bit of a tea break. And what you can do is when you're pushing the square button, you can make Susan spin around in a 360 and swing her arms all over the place. And smash this tabletop as well. And also if you knock a box, yeah, it's going to disturb Mrs. McCready. And you've got 10 seconds. Precisely. And also I'm going to fuck up, but I managed to get that just bang on. I don't know. Mr. McCready. I have no idea. Do you? But yeah. Right, so if you're smashing boxes like that, and you're thinking the time's going to be way too short, what you can do is stand beside a certain place where you'll find the symbol that'll have the X button, and just push it, and make sure those people are going to hide. So there you go. Right. Now what you want to do is either go back to this statue, that bodysuit armor thing, if you want. You can go back there. Or you can just leave it for a little bit. Also, you can find another one of those to smack for another shield. And Lucy's been generous to open up the door for us. Apart from run away. Run away. So you can get Peter to punch those if you want. Also, you'll find some balls.
That candlestick is odd.
appears on about that light thing. You probably wondered, what on earth's he on about? What is he on about? Right, so those things that are in between the two beds there, now those are balls. Now what they're for, or what they can do, is allow Susan to throw those things. And the maximum number that you can only carry is 50. And also, they've got a time limit before they come back for you to pick up more. So that's what we're going to do first. And once I show you that you'll have the exact amounts of the balls, what we'll do is do something for a minute by making Susan spin around all over the place, smacking this tabletop as well for you to get some coins, and get Susan to smack this one as well. And as you can see, we're up to 50 on the left hand side of the screen where our health bar is, and if I go to it, yeah, it won't give it to you. Right, also what you can do is get Susan to whack the chandelier. And what it will do is allow these bats to come from somewhere. Right, also what you want to do is just hold the L1 and press a square button to any of those things, like the one that I just whacked, so you can get Susan to do this demonstration by holding the L1. So further ado, you can get Susan to whack that thing to allow those things to come out, or you can get them to come out over here. But also the only way you can tell when you're aiming at certain things is when there's a sparkle to say, yep, I'll allow you to hit that perfectly. So you can choose whichever one you want to use to allow those bats to run away. Good idea. Right, also what you can do is get Susan to swing around all over the place and whack this chair to get another shield for you. And get Susan to swing around and knock this cabinet. And yeah, you ain't going to get to 10 coin from that either, are you? Right, and also this little flappy thing up above in the middle. That's where the bats came from. Also you find some more coins. And also if you go right towards this corner, you'll find another shield. And also you find some steps from where the house leads, if you're knowing exactly where. Right, also you find some more of these bats coming from these flaps. So what you want to do is just get Susan or Peter to do some punching of the bats. Also I misfired that. But there you go. So you can get 2 shields from each one of these 2 little things I just whacked. So you can get 2 shields from those. Also what you can do is get Peter to drag this table all over the place. To get another 10 points. So there's a fair load of things you can punch to get a load of coins, if you want. Or either try and find where the shields are. Right, now if you may have noticed, we're in the middle from the upstairs of where the professor was. So now you're down here. So you're now wondering, where's the professor gone? Right, well, he is over there. So once again, as you can see the words at the bottom of the screen there, don't disturb the professor. So don't do that. But what you can do is smack this, or if you haven't smacked it already to get a shield from there, that's fine. You can do it both ways. But if you go even further into it, you can't get back there. Also, you find another shield from over there by punching that chair a couple of times. And also what you can do is drag this all over the place if you want. By holding that square button, don't forget. When Peter drags things all over the place, then you can. Even what you can do is get Susan to do it as well. And what we'll do is get Susan to possibly just dump it there. Right, also you'll find a flappy thing for you to whack as well with Susan. And what you can do is find a small space for Lucy to go through, because she's smaller than Peter and Susan. So yeah. And now where she's going to go, Lucy's going to open up this lovely door for us. And also what you can do is get Lucy to shimmy across certain places by keep pushing the square, and you can make Lucy do that. Don't forget, she can do a nice little shimmy across some bits and pieces. Well, also you'll find another room with a nice bookshelf and some more lovely chairs. Right then, okie dokie. Right, what you can do is go in here and you'll find some more bats in it. Right, what you want to do is, don't forget, is to stop them from getting you. So, what you want to do is go straight back at it and get Susan to do a bit of spinning around and get some revenge back on the bats. And once again, L1 is required. And also sometimes these things can piss you fucking right off, but I'm quite happy with that. So, if you catch two of those flappy things, you'll get a shield from each one of those two. So once again, one from where that bat is flapping around in there, and the other one will be where this tabletop is. Now, so if I move a little bit, you can see two pictures on the right and top of the screen there, where the symbol Peter is. You can see where the flappy thing is for the bat to get through. So, there's the shield where you can get that from. Right, also you can get Susan to drag the table, which I will do, because Peter's done a lot of work at the moment, I think. Yeah, you can get 10 coins from there. Also you can get Susan to swing around and smack this chair, and this chair as well, if you want some more coins. Same sort of thing, if you want to smack some more chairs and bits and pieces over it, then you can. So yep, there's loads and loads of things you can smack. And as you can see, every time when you're smacking things and bits and pieces, on the left hand side of the screen will always show you the coins of how many you've got and when each pence will go in, or 10 pence. Right, also you'll find a stick for you to pick up, which will go to Peter. And also you've got a shield armour body standing over there. Right, so next of all, you can smack this chest. Well, Susan can do a little bit. And Lucy can do a bit. And you'll find a shield right there. And all you can do is get Lucy to push and shove this chair to find another shield. Right, also you got another chair in bits and pieces, but I think we've seen enough of that. Right, also there's another railing of some kind. You can get Lucy to nudge that and unlock it. For Lucy to go straight through it. Let's open up this lovely door for us. How about that? How about that? And as you can see, yeah, there's more fucking boxes. And what's going to happen? Yeah, it's going to disturb Mrs. McCready. So, what you can do is get a lovely P up to use a stick and smack the boxes and give us an extra 30-second time advantage. And also you'll find some more balls to chuck for Susan to use. Right, also as you saw those more bats, what you can do is find a flap over there to stop another set of bats coming in, and also a shield. You'll find another one for another shield there, and of course your final shield. And as I've got plenty of time, all you're going to have to do is find a place to hide, which will be Susan to be tucked into that area. And also getting Peter stuck there, but he can go there. And Lucy will be tucked in that little thing there.
I'm sure I heard something in here.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. So with that little thing where Lucy went, there's a little thing she can pull to slide herself into a little square. And now as you progress into that bit, yeah, she's going to be right fucking there. So don't go that way. As well as if you have forgotten where the shields are and bits and pieces, well, there's no return back to there. So make sure you pick up the shields and you'll be fine. But like I said, if you don't pick up the shields from where I've just been, you can't go back there. And Edmund's right there.
When are you going to grow up? Climb out of there. Have to get back to our room. Hurry up, Edmund. Right, let's go.
And now the children back together again.
Ed,
Right.
do you think you could climb the drain pipe?
And also, Peter's on about a drain pipe. Right. So, and now Mrs. McCready's over there. How did she get there? So don't go that way either. Okay, so the drain pipe that Peter's on about, he's on about that one over there. So R1 button, don't forget you always need to push that to switch characters. So if I show you, one person from biggest to smallest. Or should you say, oldest to youngest. Yeah. Right, so you want to push the X button and push the L3 up and just keep it there. Especially L3, because otherwise you're not climbing up.
Where is he? Where did you go? Where have those children got to? What was that?
Someone's to stir the McCready.
It's the McCready.
Yeah. Edmund did it. Naughty. Right, also you find some more boxes. And there's no more hiding in cabinets and nothing else. Do you know where? If you guess correctly, well done you. And also you get a 30-second penny for collecting 30 seconds from in where I just come from. And where you gotta go? Yeah, over here. Where the wardrobe is.
Stop shoving! Will you stop shoving?
And so there you go. Level 3. With 16 shields. And 412 coins found. To make us up to 734. And the rating says, this time, excellent! Now that's what we like to see, isn't it? Okay, so Infinity will still have the 4 children to have one of the health bar meters to be filled up. But if you pay for one of these, it doesn't matter whoever you decide to use, Peters, Susans or Edmonds, it doesn't matter. Just push the X if you want, and when you do, the 50 pence will come off every single one of these. Okay, so don't worry about a thing. It doesn't mean that you can have to keep pushing the X button to pay for every single one of those people. Okay. And we are back to the wardrobe, which is gonna lead us to, let's do it this way, Lantern, what it spells to be, with also WASTE, whatever that spells. But we're not going to do that level yet, because we're going to go back into this level, which is the airspace thing, to get the other 2 shields that I fucked up on. And also, as you have seen the cutscenes so far, I'm going to skip those. And you can do exactly the same thing with the shields that you might have missed and other bits and pieces. So, also you can always collect some more coins from certain things to punch. That's the other reason why I've come back here. So yeah, you can do it like that. Play some more racket. So yeah, you can always go back there. So it doesn't matter whichever way you do it. You can do it whichever way. It does not matter. Even if some levels are a bit more trickier for you to find the shields and bits and pieces, it's okay. So yeah, it works either way. But also with the things like these, you can't skip those. So don't bother pushing the X. So all I'm doing is just collecting more coins. And basically find the other 2 shields to help you find out where they are. But like I said, when I first did this level, I fucked up. So I'm just basically recovering the level that is supposed to be done perfectly. So what I'm going to do is get P up to do the punching and other bits and pieces.
Hurry! We have to stick together. Come on, Susan. We have to find Lucy.
Find Lucy? Well, obviously Susan's wandering off to say, I don't give a shit. She can sleep. Clearly. So yeah. It doesn't matter whichever way you do it. But like I said, with this level, in the middle of the screen, it will have a time limit. Doesn't matter, whichever way you do it. As long as you find a checkpoint, you're okay. And one shield will be over there, and the other shield will be there. So that's what I fucked up on.
Come on, Lucy. You have to go. Hurry!
And so yeah, don't forget that. But like I said on the first level of this one I did, I fucked up and I just actually did a load of chatting too much and outthinking a little bit of pieces that's got to be done before I go to Lucy. Yeah, so make sure you don't do that. Right. Also, when you do exactly what I just done, you just basically have to pay for it. Every time when you come in this level and you forget something. But with the rest of the levels, you don't have to do that at all. Once it's been paid for, it's done. So further ado, as I've got 51 seconds, I should be quick enough. Without even picking up the 30 seconds. There's by that fireplace thing that's sparkling over there. Yeah. And so yeah, there it is. So like I said, if you've forgotten some of the shields, you don't have to find all of those again. You can just do whatever's missing. Yes, Mother. We'll get the torch out. I'll have 10 pence with the other 10 pence as well. There, take the key. And also when the cutscenes like these, you can just skip them. By pushing X. And there you go. There's the 21 shields. With an extra 140 pence fan. And pay for 10. So yeah, like I said. Ranking. And it will give us another flipping good. Boring. But last on the other one I did was very having a lovely word than that last time. But yes, there it is. Right. Okay. So now we are going to go to this level, which is the LANTERN with also WASTE. So, further ado. And also I think this will be the last level we will do for this first recording, as we have done a couple of things that was been missed, found, and other bits and pieces that has to be dealt with. But also with some of the levels that you'll be proceeding ahead into will allow you to do exactly the same thing, because there's certain things that you can't do without the other thing that has to be done. So always keep that in mind for what you've forgotten and what you haven't done that has to be done exactly.
Impossible.
I'm sure it's just your imagination.
Maybe we should go back.
Shouldn't we at least take a look around?
I think Lucy should decide.
I'd like you all to meet Mr. Tumnus.
But we can't go hiking in the snow, dressed like this.
No. But I'm sure the professor wouldn't mind us using these. We're not even taking them out of the wardrobe.
But that's a girl's coat.
I know.
Oh, he's still bitching on, isn't he? Okay, right, so this is this level, and it's got 21 shields for you to find. So, further ado. Right, you'll find a ball and a lovely thing, which is a barrel that's facing sideways. But further ado, you can get P up to punch some boxes, barrels, and one on the right will give you some pence, and the one on the left will give you a stick, which allows Peter to use. Further ado, don't forget the icy sticks of wood. Always push the circle button once or twice, and then use the square a couple of times, and this time you'll find some wolves in it, and you probably recognise or remember who they belong to. Yeah, the White Witch. Now, further ado. Right, what you want to do is don't forget to push the circle once with that icy sticks of wood, and push the square again 2 times. Right, also when you smash the first box over here, or barrel, shall we say, you'll find another stick for Edmund to have. Right, also what you want to do is wait for the bats to fly away, because if you don't, or just before you climb a little bit before they turn up, yeah, they're going to nudge you off. Right, also don't forget, Lucy can go into small spaces, so you can get some coins from over it if you want. Doesn't matter which hole you go in, they'll lead you towards some. But the reason why I'm skipping a couple of these coins is because I've got plenty at the moment. Right, also if you want some 10 pence coins, you're going to have to get Lucy to use that ball and get Lucy to ride onto it, which I will show you as we've got some time for a bit of showing what to do. So further ado, like I said, get Lucy and just roll the snowball. Also, the snowball will go to size to start off with, as you get snow in winter or Christmas, and you can make snowballs with snow. So yeah, you can just make Lucy roll onto it, and you can just get Lucy to pick them up. But also, if you look closely on the floor, there are some circles on the ground to say you want to stand just about here for the coins to be picked up. Right, also don't forget, you might remember on level 2 there's one of these, so don't forget I said that you've got Edmund to team up, as well as he would have done that. So what you can do, instead of using Edmund, get Susan to do it by pressing the triangle and then press the square, don't forget, to get those two to do a bit of a throwing stunt, or however you call it. Right, also what you want to do is get Peter's stick or Edmund's stick lit on fire and burn these dry bits of sticks or tree trunks lit as they're dry. And now what you want to do is get Susan or Peter to team up, which I'll show. We'll use Edmund and Susan to team up, and what you'll do when you press the square, you can get Susan to swing Edmund around and around in circles to smack the tree down. So there's another stunt you can do. And once again, if you remember what Edmund does, and Peter does, and Lucy does, and every single person does, they will always have the same stunts. As you can see, Susan's swinging around all over the place and doing the punching and kicking and all sorts of things, how she performs. So all those sort of things, what they do. Like, as you can see, Edmund's smacking his stick. And Peter and Edmund will do the same thing, smacking the sticks when you get them to pick up one. But as you saw earlier, that when I was using Peter, he picks up a stick. Edmund doesn't have one. So once you've knocked 20 wolves down, or kill them down, the tree will tip over. Now, bits of this will break. Right, also with the shields, you will have some shields to find by finding several, loads of these to break. As long as you keep an eye on which ones are broken and which ones you have broke to know which ones you've already found. So also what I'm going to do is try and find out where I can get myself to hit that one there. Right, also you'll find a gap down it that you could fall in. Right, so as I said, you will remember which ones of those you break. So you know you've got those shields.
Is everybody okay? Mark, the avalanche is cracking the ice. Edmund, Lucy, one of you will have to find a safe path across the ice. Susan and I are too heavy. Hurry!
And some of the ones that you don't break, they will still have the shields to be collected. So what you'll have to do is keep coming in and out this level to find the remaining shields of the ones that you haven't broke yet. Okay, so always remember which ones you broke and which ones you haven't broke to get the shields that you still got to collect and which ones you don't need to find anymore. Right, as you heard as Peter said, find a way across the ice because me and Susan are too heavy. So basically what you're going to have to use is Edmund or Lucy, and we've got Lucy to do a bit. And also Edmund and Lucy will go slowly, but not too slowly. So it doesn't mean you have to try and shove the L3 to the left or right or up and down to make it get the character to run fast. So just keep your nerves down, you'll be fine. Right, so every time when you're finding a nice icicle thing, for it to have a bit of blue, that'll tell you it is steady. But if you go across somewhere, it'll break. Just like that. Basically, if you're a bit too concerned of ones that's going to break, just move steady with the L3 and stand on a blue one. Or just move gently to another bit that has got a bit broken off, because you'll get some time before it completely disappears or disintegrates. And also you can tell where some blue ones are, is where you can find the coins. That'll give you some guidances of knowing where the main steady ones are. There's some coins with some blue ones that'll be not saying you're going to be steady, and I've also fucked up by moving too far. Right, now if you do that, you're going to have to find those ones all again. As well as when you do that as well, sometimes the characters might want to wander off straight away from somewhere where you don't want them to go. I'm a bit concerned about Edmund at the minute, but he's okay. Right, so, further ado, before we go any further, right, you'll have 23 steady icicle things to walk onto, and not break the ones that has been broken. So what I'm going to do is do a bit of wander around all over the place a little bit, just to show you where some of the broken icicle ones will be. So yeah, they'll do that basically. Okay, so don't worry. Even if it does start to make you panic or get frustrated, it's okay. Don't worry. Okay then. Now when you slide all over the place on those things where you saw me get Edmund and Peter together and sliding down those slippery bits, Edmund will lose his stick, but Peter won't. Okay? Right, you'll find some walls over it. And you'll find some coins, which will be some 10-pence coins for you to collect. But also, you can leave those if you want, or you can get Peter to roll that across, or basically get any of those to do that if you want. So it doesn't matter which way you get the ball to roll, but I'm pretty sure Susan won't do that, but I'll just double check. Yes, she does. So yeah, it's all three characters that do that, apart from Lucy that rolls into it, rolls onto it. And also I'm pushing the wrong fucking button. Okay, so this little green little thing right here. Now that's a first aid kit for Lucy to pick up. And basically when you pick it up, you can push the circle button, as it will require you to push. And what it will do is allow all of the children to have their health bar back up to the size. Unless some characters are a bit more further away from the others for you to do that. But also if you look closer, there is a thing standing where Lucy is. Now you'll find several of those for you to knock. But we're going to leave that on, so we can get Lucy to nudge that barrel to go there. Right, now, the reason why I'm going to leave this statue right here is because I'm going to have to do a couple of backs and forwards to try and get the remaining of those shields that's from that slopey bit over there. Right, so once you've got that barrel pushed over, you want Edmund to walk across it, because Lucy won't be able to do it, because she's too small to do that, as far as I remember. Right, also what you're going to do is get Edmund to push that tree trunk down, and then you can get the other three children across, and yeah, the tree trunk's going to push itself over. Good seeing where those two are, or those three. Right, so back to Peter you want to get the stick to crack the tree trunk. Also you'll find a shield right here, and what you can do is get Edmund to climb up it. But also what I'm going to do is leave that one there as well. So if you want to go and collect it, press the X and then push the L3 up and keep it up for Edmund to do just that. The reason why I'm leaving that shield there is to remind me how many shields I need to collect in total, and of course which ones are missing. That's the reason why I'm doing that. Right, also you'll find a thing to whack, but Susan won't do that, so you can get Edmund and Peter to do that. But only if Edmund will have a stick, but he obviously doesn't give a shit. So we're going to have to get Peter to use the stick. And also these wolves will turn up from part of the team of the White Witches. Also, you'll find 2 of these things to break. But also, there'll be a couple of enemies with a crossbow that will try and hit each one of these characters you use. Doesn't matter which one you use. Knock their health down. Also, as you saw, those small little midgets that's brought these... Oh, Lucy's in a bit of deep shit. Right, also, like I said, press the circle button to top the health bar back up. Right, if you wondering how to stop the crossbow people that are throwing arrows, what you want to do is hold L1 and basically push L3 towards the left and keep pressing the square to stop the small midgets to throw a load of arrows at you. And also, what you can do is get Susan to throw snowballs. That's what she's throwing when you're holding the L1. And the only way you can tell when those things have stopped hitting you is when they say a certain sound. And I'll show you once I break for this. So when you smack them, and once again, if you hear that, that means one of them's dead, or whoever you try and kill. Then that's it. Okay. Right then, back to this bit. You've got some icy bits here. You can get Lucy or Edmund to do this bit. And also this time you're going to have a 28 to find. But also those small things, those small midgets will throw fire arrows to hit at you. And also with this broken ice bit here, you'll find some birds to poke their beak at Edmund or Lucy. But you can always just ignore those bats or birds. And with the arrow doody whatsits, you can just kick the shit out of them if you want. Bit of icy stick wood here. Make sure you press the circle button. And once again. Right, also if you look closely, there are some detonator things. And I killed Susan by leaving her health too far down the list, or wasn't quite not figure certain things without either just doing what I should have done in the first place, which was involving moving on. Now you find some more of these things, but like I said, I'm going to leave these for now for some of the other shields to be found later on. Also, this time you find 20 wolves to kick the shit out of. Right, also, if you look closely, in the middle of the screen there, if you remember the film, yeah, that's the fawn of Mr. Thomas's house. Susan can do a bit of spinning. As we got 7 wolves to deal with. Also, some wolves will die without you even using the other 3 characters or whoever you're using, because they can help you when they want to. And one wolf's going to run off.
Lots and lots of lovely food. Well, lots and lots of...
Hello? Lucy!
Would do something like this.
I don't know. Lucy, you tell me.
Fawn Tumnus is hereby charged with high treason against Her Imperial Majesty, Jadis, Queen of Narnia, for comforting her enemies and fraternizing with humans. Signed, Morgrim, Captain of the Secret Police. Don't worry, Lou. We'll think of something.
And there you go. There is that level complete. With only 14 shields. With 240 something coins. To give us up to 1,100. And also the ranking's going to give us... Fair? That wasn't fair at all, was it? Oh well. Right. So now when you complete that level, you will have some things to pay for. Which will belong to Peter and Edmund. Now then, with this one that is available, which will be Wolf Bone, I think that what is Bane is spelt to be. So this one will be available for you to use, and the only way you can use it is pay for it. And of course, well, it'll show you a specific thing what you can use and how you can use it. But we're not going to do that right now. But also you've got Lion's Lap or Lump or whatever the LEAP is spelled to be. As well as it is for 100 for that for you to spend. But also once again, Wolf Bone or Bane or however it's pronounced for 50 quid. As well as, don't forget, I have said that it belongs for Edmund and Peter to use. And the others, the 2 girls, well, they can only allow you to just pay for 50 quid. But like I said, with all the 3 children, the 4 children, doesn't matter which one you pay for, it'll just go straight onto all of them without you keep paying for 50 quid for each player, for each people. And also, you'll have first aid for free for the youngest child to use any time to top the children's health bar, unless some of them are not too far away from her, of course. And I'm not going to pay for nothing. And also what I'm going to do is save it right here. And show you that we have got the game saved. And this is where I'm going to leave you. But before I do, the next level, which will be 2 Western Wood. Western Wood. I'm pretty sure it's what W-E-S-T-E-N W-E-S-T-E-R-N Wood is spelt to be for. Yeah, so there it is. Narnia Line the Witching Wardrobe. Walked through part 1 with some bits and pieces been done and some bits and pieces that had to be sorted out in the process. But that's exactly what sort of thing that has to be done on the last level I just did. But yeah, that's it for today. And I shall catch you on the next one sooner or later. And I hope you enjoyed it so far. And I shall catch you on the next one sooner or later. Take care.